is that there's no perfect alignment, there's no perfectly straight spine, there's no perfect curvature, all adaptable, and that's why we're all different shapes, sizes, and why we have all symmetries. We can talk about the perfect posture, but ultimately your spine just wants to move. People say, well, okay, well then when I get kind of trapped into the rhythm of work, it's hard to kind of remember to move. Really understand that it's not always achievable, but there's things that you can put in place at home which might make it a little bit easier. So things like a standing desk, a yoga ball, sitting on one of those, that's really good because it encourages that balance and kind of core strength. If you're kind of leaning to more than one side or kind of leaning forward, you'll end up toppling off the ball. Again, not for 8 hours a day, but half an hour here and there is perfect. Wanted to talk about was also kind of sitting, and often, you know, there's these kind of ergonomic chairs which support your lumbar spine and all of that kind of thing, which is great and it's better than nothing, don't get me wrong, but after sitting for 8-9 hours a day, eventually you begin back. And I wanted to talk about a little bit about the mechanics of that. So if you're then sat in a chair, and to begin with, you're nice and upright, shoulders back, you're kind of ready, eventually you kind of go into, and you can probably even just see it there, kind of the way that kind of then shifts my load. All the weight is then kind of going through my lumbar spine, the curve is exaggerated through here, my head position then kind of goes forward alongside that, so I'm compressed through my upper neck, stretch through here, and then all my weight's kind of through my pelvis and lower spine. So another way to think about it is potentially having your feet tucked underneath you, so your knees are below your hip, and that way your vertebrae is stacked perfectly on top of one another, your core's nice and your glutes are nice and contracted too. So from that position, it's actually quite hard. So that's another thing where you can then kind of be like, oh, if I use that day to day, you know, it's a little bit easier to remember. Anything else that you wanted to speak about, or if you feel like you need to book an appointment in to come and see us or have a look at that, we can do that for you.